Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be reacting to another video. So today we're going to be seeing what would happen if Mr. Beast turned evil. Yeah, that would be insane because he has a lot of money and he could take over the world probably. So yeah, let's see what would happen if Mr. Beast turned evil. So we're going to have a backstory. We're going to see what will happen in the first bit and how it will end. So first we have one day before Mr. Beast releases his first album, Cashing Out with Mr. Beast is released to an eager audience of millions. Video is #1 disliked on YouTube. Mr. Beast drops a rude diss track. Advertisers leave him. 12 hours after. One day, 10k every day you listen to my music. 5 days after, Mr. Beast scams the winner. 6 days after, buying an island to evict everyone. 1 week later, comment sections turn ugly. People pretty much keep bullying him. Then 1.5 weeks. Scare the most animals for 500k. Jeez. 1.7 weeks later, Mr. Beast gang warn Mr. Beast to calm down. Gang warn Mr. Beast. I don't understand. Beast gang don't know what they're going on, but they want their old friend back. Okay. After 2 weeks, I tricked people to jump off a cliff for $100. Jeez. 2.5 weeks asking his friends for a second chance. And then 3 weeks later posts a video, I died. 3.3 weeks later live streaming the funeral. 3.5 weeks later, last to take the hand off keeps the coffin. What? 3.7 weeks later, Mr. Beast jumps out. 3.8 weeks later, angry crowds become violent for sure. 3.8 weeks later, Chandler dies in the rioting. Jeez. 3.9 weeks later, Mr. Beast channel is terminated. 1 month later, Mr. Beast launches YouTube clone. 1.1 months later, hate videos reach the front page. 1.2 weeks later, Mr. Beast calls them ungrateful. 1.4 months later, 1,000 blind people lose their sight. What? He gathers 1,000 blind people just to taunt them for views. And then 1.5 months later, the president wants Mr. Beast in jail. 2 months later, spends net worth on next project. 3 months later, he gathers 1,000 celebrities. Okay. 3.1 months later, he does this apology video. 3.1 months later, the floor suddenly drops out. 3.2 months later, Mr. Beast Squid Game for real this time. 3.3 months later, only one will win. If you lose, you die. Jeez. 3.4 months later, celebrities try to escape. 3.4 months later, Jake Paul shot by robot on live stream. Jeez. 3.5 months later, FBI scramble to find location. 3.6 months later, first game Russian roulette. 3.8 months later, second game knife tag. 4 months later, third game make Mr. Beast laugh. 4.1 months later, PewDiePie spits in his face. 4.1 months later, Mr. Beast goes full beast mode. 4.2 months later, revealing details of his evil plan. 4.3 months later, poison discovered in Mr. Beast burgers. 4.3 months later, Mr. Beast money has explosives. 4.5 months later, new clone challenge announced. 4.7 months later, final game fight to the death. 4.8 months later, KSI wins Mr. Beast Squid Game. 4.8 months later, KSI can keep the 100 million play button. 4.9 months later, if it was actually a nuke but launch button. 5 months later, Mr. Beast bombs a country and films it. Jeez. 6 months later, FBI break in and shoot Mr. Beast. 9 months later, it was too late. China believes Mr. Beast was funded in part by America's military. What? Okay. 1 year later, World War III breaks out. Would you still watch Mr. Beast if he turned evil? Comment below. Well, what would you do if Mr. Beast turned evil? Well, after 1 year, the World War III breaks out. So that's what happens. And this was an interesting video.
Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on those notifications and check out some of our other stuff.
For sure.